Hello guys, right, so as you can see, we're down here at RT Fit, which is my second home. I'm not gonna lie, I'm here rather a lot, but it's 5:30 AM, well it was when I started, it's about 6:30 now. And this is what I tend to do every morning before the gym opens, especially on a weekend. It opens a bit later, so we get the gym for longer on my own. And we are officially 5 weeks out from the Olympia, which is mad. I can't believe we're saying that. I remember starting the prep at 16 weeks out, and it felt like it was only a week ago we started that. So time is really, really flying. But we're in an amazing spot, a great spot. I think this year, everything feels so much, I don't want to say easier, because it's not easy by any means, but more relaxed and more focused, because last year was a complete shit show. And anything compared to last year is a bonus, is a dream to me. With the lack of sleep, the amount of pressure, everything from last year wasn't a great environment to be in to prep. This year, I'm getting plenty of sleep. I've not taken too much work on outside of being a bodybuilder, being a men's physique Mr. Olympia champion. And it's really showing in physique, energy levels, the team I have around me. It's brilliant so far. We will touch on something that people have been asking, because I've noticed a lot of my content is around recovery. And yes, recovery's had to play a big part this year, because we think it was a slap tear, or is a slap tear, in my shoulder, which basically has hindered me in a lot of movements. It's not something will stop me though, and it's not an excuse for anything. I'm exactly where I want to be, if not further ahead, so I'm happy with where we're at. It's just been a little more challenging on how we address it and how we focus our recovery around it. So you will see in a second what I do every morning, which is the contrast therapy, ice bath, sauna, in and out. We've got the Normatec sleeves for recovery on the legs, because I'm doing a lot of cardio, a lot of like leg training, that sort of thing, to help with lymphatic drainage. And we've also got red light therapy. I'm having deep tissue every 2 to 3 days, cryotherapy. And all of this combined has brought something where I should have been out between 3 and 6 months back into full training within a couple of weeks. So I'm really, really happy with that. Today, as you saw, we did an upper body circuit. And the reason for that is at this stage of my prep, so we're in if you're in a pregnancy, the 3rd trimester, so to speak, I want to see where I am when I'm fully pumped, I'm fasted and driest, because this is the closest I'm going to look to my stage weight and how I'm going to look on stage. So I tend to do this on a weekend when it's quiet and nobody's in the gym, because I can put a vest on. I'm not somebody who trains in vests or topless, so I have to do it when the gyms are empty. And it just gives me a true indication of where we're at, what we still need to do. And I think the key to being a good bodybuilder is to be your own worst enemy and be your own worst critique. It's all right showing all your best parts, but it's trying to find those flaws and how to perfect them, how to make them better. And this is what this session's about, is looking at your best and seeing what you need to improve on. If that waist net needs to get tighter, if your midsection has to be tensing harder but more effortlessly, then we adjust our program to more isotension work, more cutting down on the food to really dig into those stubborn fats. So yeah, I love this stage of prep because your body is getting very fine-tuned to every calorie, everything, all your expenditure, everything, day to day. So this is where things drastically change on the minuscule changes, and I love this part of prep. So yeah, 5 weeks out, I'm going to shut up because I can see Will, one shaking on camera, his back's going, and I can talk and talk and talk. But yeah, we're in a good place. We're 5 weeks out. We leave for New York, so we leave for America in 2 weeks. I'm going to stay here for my son's birthday. We fly out the next day, which means the final 3 weeks are going to be in America, and I cannot wait for that. I'm going to miss the family terribly, but it's going to be invaluable to me because last year it made such a difference. Being in Bev's gym, training out of somewhere where there's so many IFBB pros, ex-Olympians, just that aura, that energy you get from that place is just phenomenal. And having the likes of Physique or Steve Weinberger just looking over your posing, seeing where you're at, and they're honest with you because they see the best of the best. So they're not going to blow smoke up your arse if it's not needed, and if you have work to do, they'll tell you. So for me, it's really important to get out there and get to work. So 10 days in New York, 10 days in Vegas, and then we're going to get that two-peat. I can assure you, I haven't trained 21 years, haven't grafted for 10 Olympias to just win it once and then let it go. And I knew it was going to happen, all these speculation of who's going to take me, who I'm against, who's the front runner, but all that means nothing to me. And I'm not somebody who wants to shout about it and tell you I'm the best at this and I'm going to beat him and all that. I'm just going to show you, and in 5 weeks' time, I'll be showing you. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. You're going to see me go and jump in my ice bath now, and we'll end the video there. I'll see you in the next one. Right guys, so we're going to get straight into leg day down here at RT Fit. As you can see, we're starting with a leg extension, and this for me is the ultimate exercise for legs, especially for quad development. I get maximum contraction out of it, and it really warms the knees up and the legs itself ready for like your big big lifts, i.e. hack squat, leg press or squatting. I've always liked to point my toes back just to get full contraction on the teardrop. When I start to tie, as you can see, the hips are coming up slightly, but it's just to get those final few reps out. We go for 2 warm-up sets, typically around 18 to 20 reps, and then we go for about 4 to 5 working sets, again depending on how I'm feeling, how the contraction is, and whether I'm feeling strong that day. I'm very sporadic in how I train, and I like to just assess the weight, the sets, the reps, the volume, all on the day. As you can see, we are a little over 5 weeks out here, so the definition is definitely coming through. And at this stage for me, I know I'm not going to be building muscle tissue because I am in a calorie deficit. So for me, it's just really trying to get the finer details through my legs now. So each rep is important to me. We're then moving on to a stiff leg deadlift. Again, starting off light, just trying to really activate the hamstrings before we start loading the bar up. The key for me here is just as we go down, as the bar passes the knees, I push my hips back just to get full contraction on my hamstrings there. You can obviously keep your knees locked out if you want a stretch. I've had problems with my knees in the past where I've snapped my ACL, so I always keep a slight bend on there just to protect my knees at all costs, but I'm still getting a full contraction. As you can see, the hamstrings are activated. I'm not somebody who ever feels the need to go ridiculously heavy anymore as well. I did that in the past. I used to ego lift, and there is a place for it, but this stage of my career and the improvements I've made, I do put it down to taking the weight down and focusing on the reps, the sets, the feel, rather than just loading the muscle with weight. So again, we aimed for 4 working sets and then a drop set at the end to really fatigue the hamstring. If anyone's wondering what that hoodie is, because it's one of my favourite hoodies from Gymshark, that is the slate teal British Iron hoodie. Absolutely love that hoodie. I've actually ordered it twice, so I've got it in large and XL. As you can see there, Amy, that's the wife. She's back training again now, so it's great to see her there, smashing the goals. She's looking awesome, and she's obviously trying to look at her best for the Olympia as well, because she's coming out to support me out there. We're now moving on to hack squat. Again, look at the weight, guys. There's not mass weight on it at all, but the tempo of the rep, the depth of the rep is really important to me. This is a heavy machine, to be honest, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but the sled itself weighs a ton, and I just don't feel the need to load it up anymore. I get such a nice feel, contraction, pump off lighter weight, higher volume. So I stick to that. I just go with whatever feels best for me now. I know there is obviously reason to load the weight up and put the muscle under severe load, but as you can see, I'm a broken man at times, and I do have to resort to massage guns in between sets, that sort of thing, to keep myself supple and injury free. My go-to, if you've watched any of my videos, I'm typically around 4 to 5 working sets, and yeah, we'll go slow on the reps. We'll try and do ass to grass like there, but again, it's just feeling. If I go too low and it starts to hurt the knees or anything like that, I'll just work within my pain threshold. People often ask me that, what are you thinking when you've got your eyes shut and you're in a set? For me, it's just focusing on the next set, focusing on making sure it burns and you're not wasting that rep. There's reps where you can just force it out and just recruit other muscle fibers or other muscle parts, and that's not my aim anymore. My aim is to keep it exactly where I need it to be, to get to that failure as quick as possible. Anyone wondering what I'm drinking there? My intra at the minute is 50 grams cyclic dextrin and 2 scoops Impact EAAs from my protein. We're now moving on to a forward-facing plated V-squat. I wanted to do this both ways just to be able to test this machine out, because it's quite a new machine in the gym, and I wanted to see how it felt both ways. So as you can see, look, I'm slowing down. I'm just trying to get a feel for where my hips need to be, where my legs are best situated, my feet, and then we start to load the weight up. I must admit, I preferred it facing outwards, which you'll see in a minute, but we did 3 working sets around the 12 reps, nice and slow, driving through the heel, trying to keep away from the toes. And then we did 3 facing forward, same type of reps, 10 to 12 reps, just nice and slow, nice and controlled. I just got a better contraction on my legs facing out. This was more like glutes for me. So as you can see now, facing forward, I just, yeah, felt it a lot better that way. So noted that down for next time, and we'll be using this machine a lot more in the future. So pin curl, pin loaded. This is a great machine for getting that full contraction. As you can see, I did start to swing towards the end there, but it felt good, and that's something I'd always say. If the form police come out and they're saying you're going too fast or this and that, just ignore it and go with how it best feels for you. If it feels better, faster, and that you're getting a better contraction, go for it. If it's better, slower and more controlled, then go slower and more controlled. So there's days where I just want to move it, and that was the day today where I just wanted to move it. So yeah, went for 4 working sets on this one, and we did a triple drop set to finish. We're now moving on to calves, which is the bane of my life, by the way, guys. The little trick to make out you've got bigger calves, or so it looks like you've got bigger calves, it's just higher socks. I have very high tie-in calves, no matter how hard I train them, and I know people say you're just not training them hard enough or whatever, but I used to train them twice a week incessantly growing up for 20 odd years, and that's the best I can get out of them. So it is a bit demoralising when I get to do calves. I'm at that stage where I'm like, I can't be bothered, because I've done them that many times, but they're still a necessity, still part of legs, still part of the physique, so they need training. So we did 4 working sets on the horizontal press, and then we're on to the standing press now. As you can see, I'm bouncing a little bit there. Again, form police are out, but we were doing isolated to start with, and then I'm at the end of my session here, and I'm just trying to finish everything off. Woohoo! Post-workout shake. Again, cyclic dextrin going in there. Only 50 grams now, was 100 grams before. It's at 50 grams because we're at the 5-week mark. We're putting 2 scoops of chocolate orange in there, which is around 40 grams of protein. That's the impact whey protein. I put a lot of ice in, a lot of water, because 1, I want to get my water intake up for the day, and 2, it feels like you're drinking so much more when you put loads of ice in it. So that's the beauty of RT Eats, being down at RT Fit. You can make it last longer and look good. Here's Elsie and the wife, and then Alfie's there in the background as well, coming for his biscuits. He's now discovered the wafer bars from My Protein, so he is an absolute fiend for protein bars now, which is probably not a bad thing, better than a chocolate bar. And as you can see, there's only 40 grams of protein in there and 50 grams of carbs, but 2 shakers filled up to the top. Tastes bliss when you're dieting.